Statesman Nation here with Coach Christner as we preview the 2017 softball season. First off, Coach, I know it's been a really nice winter thus far. Hopefully the spring will continue in, but I think you guys have probably maybe been out to practice outside a couple times, but overall it's probably still a little too cold. But so that's a positive. Looking forward into the season, hopefully it'll be all good in that end. But before we talk about this year, let's rewind and talk about last year briefly, the first year in the Heart, and go on and see what we got going on this year.
Last year was rough.
Yeah. And it was a disappointing season.
It was disappointing unless you look at what we had, where we had a couple pitchers didn't show that claimed, and the two pitchers that did play are really our outfielders, and they did a great job what they had.
Definitely.
The problem was we couldn't finish games. We lost a lot of one-run, two-run ball games when we were leading in the fifth inning.
Right.
So
yeah.
To look back, you look, see what you got to accomplish, what you got to change. So
yeah.
It's funny, if you win the run games, it looks like a great year. If you lose the run games, it's a bad year. So overall, it was by record-wise, but you know what? The kids give all they had.
Yeah, that's all you can ask, definitely. Obviously, you're not one to, sit on anything. If the struggle starts showing, you're going to make a change and make it quick. And I know you guys have been very active on the recruiting trails the past several months, bringing in a lot of new talent this year. So let's, I guess, talk a little bit about in the off season and as you're preparing for this year, how everything's been going.
Good. We actually got a good nucleus. They all seem to be along their lot. They're good to work with. They've been receptive to our training, and they work hard. They come to practice ready to go, and I think right now we're a week away from playing. They just get a little anxious.
Yeah, I'm sure. And probably, fortunately, the last few years you guys have been playing earlier games and stuff, and trying to just get out of the pack and and everything, just actually get outside. So it's got to be nice to just not have to practice indoors for 2, 3, 4 months or whatever it ends up being. Finally just getting out there. So let's just break it down position by position like we always do, starting with the person that touches the ball every time, the pitcher.
Pitching, we have a whole new staff.
Yeah.
Everybody that takes the mound this year has not been out there before.
Right.
For us. We brought in 9 pitchers. We will travel with 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And right now it looks like to be junior and a couple freshmen doing most of the throwing.
Okay.
And a sophomore.
Right.
So we got Brittany Inslee out of Oregon, left-hander. Right now battling some shoulder issues, a little inflammation. We've got Delaney Bice out of Woodward, Iowa. Has really improved since she came in here. Didn't pitch a lot in high school, but has pitched quite a bit.
Right.
We have Jenny Navarro, a junior college transfer, who throws. We've got Katie Springer from Muscatine Community College. When they closed down, she came over. So that's the main 4, and then behind her you've got Rachel Trapp competing in there, and Ashton Hoffman.
Okay. The other side of the battery, talk about the catchers.
Catching wise, we have Caleb Browning returning. We picked up a transfer from Indian Hills, all-region player, and Emily Brown. She'll be there. Got a freshman out of California, Casey Tamanaha, who'll be groomed to take over next year.
Yeah.
But 3 solid catchers. Behind them we got Jaylene Ovalis and Sabrina Bryant also. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of depth there for sure. Going around the horn, starting at first base.
Taylor Vernon returns. We moved Gabby Branna from 3rd to 1st. She's had some foot problems.
Okay.
And try and get her bat in the lineup. And then some of the pitchers will play over there also. But that's the main 2 that have been moved over there.
Okay. Second base?
Second base, Brooklyn Bance, who started shortstop league last year, has moved over to second base.
Right.
Behind her, you've got Sonia Reddy. You've got Arissa Rosado and Jackie Hernandez are competing there also.
Okay. Shortstop, obviously, you brought in a very talented player, hence allowing you to move Brooklyn over to second base.
We brought in, very talented athlete that everybody would come watch, they'll be impressed with. Michelle Castro out of California. Behind her is Haley Hamill out of Illinois, out of a junior college. Michelle's a freshman. Inexperienced, but a lot of upside there too.
Right, yeah.
Right. Third base, Casey Lutz, we brought in out of a junior college out of California. Very good player, very good hands. Behind there's Amy Matson, and then one of the pitchers also backs up over there.
Okay. Left field.
Left field, we're not sure what we're doing in the outfield.
Okay.
Who'll be playing where, but probably Tabitha.
Okay.
Scott.
Yep.
Behind her's Molly Lamont, Katie Meat. So, battles.
Yeah. Right.
And we got 4 or 5 real solid outfielders, so how they maneuver out,
Right,
we're not
yeah.
quite sure. We'll
Yeah.
play it out as we go.
It'll be a long season. Figure out. A lot of time to figure that out. Center field.
Center field, you've got Cheyenne Coco, Estefani Martinez came in as a junior college transfer. Sometimes we move Tabitha Scott over there.
Right,
It
right.
just depends what's
Yeah.
going on and where we're at and what we need. Forgot Jared Jensen. Jared Jensen plays left or right, so she'll be contending also right in
Right. And then right field.
there. Yeah, Cody Johnson. Jared may play over there.
Right.
Cheyenne Coco may be over there. As I
Right.
say, we got 4 or 5 real solid outfielders
Yeah.
that
And
just got to materialize that,
Yeah.
work its way out.
There's a lot of speed out there, so depending on who's just reading the ball best in whatever area is, you're probably going to land there, right? Because obviously, the speed's going to be there. They're going to be able to track down balls.
Sonia Reddy, who's broke her hand right before Christmas and is just getting back, she'll play outfield also, so that's another one in the mix. Right. Sonia will be in there somewhere. She'll either be in the outfield or second or in the infield. She
Right.
can play both, which is good. Young freshman coming in, so
Definitely. And then with outside of the fielding side, a designated player.
that's going to come from Gabby, Braniff, Emily Brown, Jenny Navarro, depending on pitching and stuff, and
Yeah,
it depends what we need to get the best lineup in that.
Who's hot at the time, right?
The nice thing this year that I haven't had in the past, we've got a lot of depth, a
Yeah,
lot of
a
talent
lot
and
of
depth,
depth,
so it's going to have to play itself out.
Yeah, definitely agree. And when you're talking about 3, 4 different players at every position, there's opportunities for, again, getting the hot player out there and getting the matchups right. If somebody's throwing a lefty or somebody that throws a rise ball and we hit the rise ball, well, there you go. I mean, you can throw people in to fit the matchup. So let's talk about non-conference schedule a little bit. You guys are already starting, as you mentioned, next weekend going down to Texas for the Cowtown Classic. And then we can talk a little bit about spring break, etc. But just talk about the non-conference side of things.
Non-conference down in Texas, good solid lineup. Starting out with McPherson, then we play William Woods, which is always solid.
Right.
Bellevue's been in the national tournament, always solid. I think we played Doane and Concordia, Nebraska. And Concordia, Nebraska, we played twice last year. They beat us in the bottom of the 7th down there by 1 run. There's one of the 1-run losses.
Right.
Texas, I think, Arizona, they beat us by 2. Very, very good. And then we go to Lyon and play them in a 4-game set again. 2 weeks after that. And then we go to spring break in Tucson. Tucson, you get mixture of all kinds of.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's some
It's-
D3
it's-
teams
yeah.
that we haven't played ever, probably.
And
that we're gonna
it's a
play in,
mix.
So, yeah, it's gonna be
there's some solid teams there, so.
Yeah, get something ready for you. And then as soon as you guys come back from spring break, then you're right into conference play. And it's a long conference season because don't you guys play how many games?
38 games.
38 conference games. So it's going to be a battle and just a long, drawn-out marathon of games and keeping everybody healthy during all that time because there's a lot of games that are going to count. But let's break down the conference a little bit because you guys are not yet, or are you going to divisions in the future?
No, we are divisions.
You're a divisions, okay. That's where I'm
That's how we ended up with 38 games.
Right.
Because you play everybody in
Playing
your
everybody on your
division, home
side.
and home, and the other side one time. So.
Exactly.
Conference-wise, Grandview was picked by
Right.
1 point over Central Methodist. Either or. That's the defending conference champs, the defending conference tournament champs.
Right.
So you always have Apples solid. Evangel's up there.
Mm-hmm.
We were picked 5th. Well, why, I don't know. You finish 9th and only have 6 wins in the league.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's
I don't know.
There's a lot of respect for the program and knowing that you guys have done a really good job with recruiting and I think everybody's expecting, okay, that was an anomaly. We're just WPU is just going to turn it around and be right back to the top where they've been in the past. So
that's the hopes.
That's the hopes,
Benedictine's up there. I mean, and it's a pretty Culver Stockton was solid last year. Got Mount Mercy and Clark coming in.
Exactly.
Kind of the old MCC, the old conferences.
Yeah. Getting a lot of old pros.
You know.
Definitely. Just breaking down, just overall, I mean, again, there's so many new players that you're throwing into the mix here, along with a good chunk of returning players that have shown their success at this level. But what's it going to take to improve to where you guys want to be, get back into the mix for winning conference title this year?
Games, experience, just getting this team experience, what it takes.
Right.
This is a little different than other years when you're playing 38 games conference schedule instead of 24.
Yeah.
It's going to be grinding.
Exactly.
You got new kids that aren't used to that. You got freshmen that aren't used to that. I told everybody some days we're going to look like a gold.
Mm-hmm.
Some days we're going to look like nipples.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is. It's just going to. The key word for me is keep patient this year, because there's going to be some days when we're real good, and there's going to be some days that they act like they don't know what's going on, and it's just a learning process. Yeah. Talent-wise, though, it's there. The talent's there, attitude's there. That part's all there. It's just going to get it, and hopefully the non-conference schedule can get us there before we get back.
Yeah, you pick up some nice wins, build that confidence as the year goes on, and you just get better and better. And the hope is obviously at the end of April and start of May that you're playing your best ball and you're able to make a deep run. So
keep injuries down.
Definitely. All right, Coach. Well, thank you so much for sitting down. Again, you guys start up next week down in Texas. So, and I think the first home games are the 12th and 13th. I'm not exactly sure if that's the right dates for March, but right when they come back from spring break, we're back here in Oskaloosa. There's no snow on the ground right now, so hopefully that will still be the case in a month and a half, and can roll right through the season, not have a lot of rain dates or anything like that, and just get a lot of games in, a lot of wins in. So, all right, thanks, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you, Wade.